welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is April, and in today's video I thought I would show you guys a really easy fall wreath tutorial using mostly stuff from the Dollar Tree. As you guys know, I live in Japan currently, so I'm not able to go to the Dollar Tree at all, and they do not ship out here either, but I do have some stuff on hand from my craft stash that I was able to pull out, so we're kind of winging it today, and hopefully I have enough to make this wreath that I have pictured in my head. But these are what these are the supplies that I'm going to use today. So you're going to need some deco mesh. This is all from Dollar Tree. I think I got this a couple years ago. This is just the yellow deco mesh, and it is the 6" by 5" deco mesh. I have 3 of those, and then I have the same in the brown deco mesh. Now I have heard Dollar Tree has upped their game, that their deco mesh is a lot better now. So, you know, if you guys are in the States, go ahead and get you some good deco mesh if you can. Also, I am basing the whole wreath off of this cute little sign I got a couple years ago from Dollar Tree, and it is the Farm Fresh locally grown produce sign. They have these almost every year, so I'm pretty sure you can get these in store or online right now at the moment. And then the reason I went with this sign is because I have some sunflowers on hand. These are from the Daiso, but you can get these at Dollar Tree as well. And then I picked these up from Daiso, which in the States you could probably get something very similar at Hobby Lobby, or Michael's, or even Dollar Tree, and it's just the apples. So I thought the apples and the sunflowers paired really well with the sign. And then I do have some ribbon I plan to use. Hopefully I have enough, we'll see. I only have 1 roll of this burlap colored ribbon. It's from Michael's. It is the 2.5 by 3 yard ribbon, and then I have this pretty like red buffalo check ribbon. It's from the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby. They probably can get it right now. I know I got this a couple years ago. And then I have plenty of buffalo check in the black and white, so if I run out I can just use a lot of this. So that's kind of what I'm going to go off on. If you guys want to see me make this wreath and we'll kind of all wing it together, just keep on watching. So I'm using the 14" wire wreath form from Dollar Tree. I stocked up on these before I moved here, so I probably have about 10 of these in my craft stash. I know for a while it was very hard to find at Dollar Tree, but I've heard that they have come out with better ones and even bigger ones. So, and if you can't get these at Dollar Tree, you definitely can get these at Walmart or like Michael's or somewhere like that. So that's what we're going to use as our wreath form, is the Dollar Tree wire wreath form in the 14". And then for the deco mesh, I think we're just going to do it old school like I used to do. I think we're going to cut these probably, let's do about 6 inches. So you're also going to need some scissors or a rotary cutter. Gosh, I'm so rusty, guys. I have not filmed in like forever. So I do apologize if I'm kind of all over the place. But you know, this is mom life, so we're just rolling with it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to trim these ends real quick because they're kind of frayed out. And I'm just using a rotary cutter. So I'm just going to trim those ends right off so it's nice and even. And then I am going to make this, you don't have to measure it, but since I don't have a lot of deco mesh in these colors, I am going to measure it. I'm going to do about 6 inches for each of my rolls. So I'm going to cut this one, and I'm going to cut this yellow one. And I actually don't know how many rolls I'm going to end up using for this wreath, but I will let you guys know when I figure it out. But right now we're just cutting these into 6" strips. I'm not going to bore you and cut them all on camera, but I have 3 of these cut. And what I think I'm going to do is just roll them into little tubes. So I have a pipe cleaner that I've just cut in half right here. And I am just going to take my deco mesh and just kind of roll it into a little tube. I've done this in plenty of my videos in the past. And it's just, I think, one of the best ways to use up some Dollar Tree deco mesh. So you're going to roll it in a tube and it's going to look like that. It's okay if the ends are frayed. We can trim those at the end. If you have a chip clip, you can put these in a chip clip or a clothespin to hold. But right now I'm just going to hold them between my fingers. So I'm going to do the same to this yellow one. Add that right on top. And then do this last brown one. And there you go. It doesn't have to be perfect because when we put it on our wreath, we're going to fluff everything out. So now I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner and just wrap it around the middle and then just twist a couple times in the back. And now you're going to have this little bundle. And like I said, you're gonna have little frays because I remember the Dollar Tree deco mesh being really frayed. So just trim those off. But that's what your little bundles are gonna look like. And like I showed you guys in the beginning, I only have 3 yellow and 3 brown. So I think what I'm gonna do is have, you know, some bundles with 2 browns and 1 yellow, and then some bundles with 2 yellows and 1 brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these all up into little bundles, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have already added some of my bundles onto my wreath form, but I forgot to film myself cutting some ribbon. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm making the bundles like I showed you in the beginning, and actually it doesn't matter how you make them. It can have 2 yellow, 1 brown, 2 browns, 1 yellow. It really doesn't matter because at the end you're going to fluff everything up anyways. As long as you have a variety of colors in your bundle, that's all that matters. So I decided that I'm going to add ribbon to probably every other bundle, and I'm going to have to do my ribbon a little differently just because I don't have enough of this beautiful burlap ribbon. I only have 1 roll. But I have 2 rolls, or I have more than 2 rolls. I went crazy on buffalo check. If you guys know me, I love buffalo check. I have so much buffalo check ribbon, it's kind of embarrassing. So I have tons of this, and I have 2 rolls of this pretty red buffalo check. So I decided that I was going to rotate on each bundle. So some bundles will have the black and white and red buffalo check, and then some will have just the burlap and red buffalo check. I wish I had more of this burlap ribbon because I think it's just beautiful, and I love the combination with the red. But I'm just making do with what I have, and you know, there's no right or wrong way in crafting. That's what I say. So you just do what you can do, babe, and you get it done, and this is what I like. If y'all don't like it this way, y'all can add whatever color ribbon you have on hand. This is just what I have in my stock. So to do the ribbon, what I did, just because like I told you in the beginning, I don't have a lot of this burlap, I only measured my ribbon out to 9 inches. You can do longer strands, and I usually do longer strands of ribbon, but just because I'm so short on ribbon, just this particular color, I decided to do 9. So I cut them out to 9 inches, all of my ribbon, and then I dovetailed the end. So basically you just take your ribbon, you cut it to 9 inches, you fold it in half, and then you're going to take some scissors and you're going to cut just like that, and it's going to give you that really pretty triangle or like V on the ends of your ribbon. So I have it cut like that, and then I'll show you right here. So I'm going to do 9 inches, doesn't have to be exact, and then I'll just do one of these buffalo check, and then I'll do 9 inches. Okay, now that I have it cut to 9, I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I'm just going to cut right there. These scissors are not as sharp as I'd like, but you're going to get that pretty V. I'm going to do it to both ends. I'm just making this for myself, so it's not perfect. But if you're making this for someone else, I would try to make it a little bit nicer. But this is just going to go out on my front door here, so it's okay if it's a little off. So again, just folding it and then cutting the little V out. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to add your ribbon to your bundles. So we're just going to make our little cluster like we did before. We're just going to roll it up kind of like a burrito. I think I've said that before in some of my videos. Then I'm just going to take the yellow, roll up that tube, and then I'm just going to go right here and take the brown. Oops, there's a little fuzz. So now I have my little bundle, and then I'm just going to take some ribbon, and a good way to find the half point is just to fold your ribbon in half, and that's what I'm doing. So that way that will be the center of the ribbon. I'm going to do it to both. Just fold it right in half. Okay, so now that I have it folded in half, I'm just going to simply place it right on top. It does not have to be perfect because you're going to end up fluffing everything out at the end. So as long as you kind of get it towards the middle, that's all that matters. So I'm just going to put that right on top and then just twist it a couple times. And then there you go. So I have a bundle right here, and like you can see in the back, the little bundles of deco mesh and the ribbon on top. And now I'm just going to add it on to my wreath. So I've already started. I have about 4 bundles on here. I have a plain one with no ribbon, then one with ribbon, another plain one, and then one with ribbon. And again, I'm rotating my ribbon colors just because I don't have enough of ribbon. So here is one that doesn't have ribbon since we're rotating. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one right here. And I'm just going to put it right here on these two middle bars. I know it's kind of hard to see, but those two middle bars right here is where I'm going to connect my pipe cleaners to. So I'm just going to stick it right on there. This is usually how I do most of these type, if I do a wreath with this method. And then you see it's right there attached to the middle, and then I'm just going to twist the pipe cleaner a couple times. I'm not going too many times because I don't know if I want to change something, but just twisting it a couple times, and then I'll trim the ends when I'm done. So I just added a plain one, and now I'm going to, I think I need a couple more bundles. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one next, because the last ribbon choice I did was can't even get my words out. The last ribbon choice I did was the burlap color, so now I'm going to do the black and white. So I'm just going to do the same thing, stick it right there on the middle. And then just turn it around and twist it a couple times. And that's what the back should look like when you have them connected. You just twist it a couple times and they are connected on the middle rings right here. So that is what that looks like. Right now I have 6 bundles on there. I usually do 10 bundles per section, and on these Dollar Tree wreaths there's 6 sections, but I'm a little worried that I'm going to run out of supplies. So I might do just 8 and see. But I'm going to go ahead and finish filling this up, and I'll let you know how many bundles I end up putting in a section, and I will be right back. I've completed 2 sections of this wreath form, and I've decided to do 7 bundles in each section. I think with the just amount of deco mesh I have on hand and the ribbon, I think 7 bundles works out best. I don't know if I did in the last clip if I messed up, but I am doing, I don't know if I said it right is what I meant, is I'm doing buffalo red buffalo check and this burlap color on some of the bundles, and then black and white burlap, or black and white buffalo check and the red buffalo check on some of the bundles, and I'm rotating. So this is what it looks like. I'm actually, now that I'm seeing it come together, I'm loving it more. At first I was unsure because I didn't have a lot of selection with my colors, but I'm digging this. This is giving me the rustic fall vibes that I was going for. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up putting the rest of my bundles on my wreath, and once I'm done with that, we'll be right back, and then I will attach some decor to it, and I'll show you guys what I'm planning to do next. I ended up having to do a voiceover for the rest of this, but this is what the wreath looks like once I have attached all the bundles. I think it looks so cute, and I'm really digging how rustic it looks. So the next thing we're going to do is make the sign. So again, this is a Dollar Tree sign. I know this year they actually have some that are a little bit different, but very, very similar. But this is just what I had on hand from a couple years ago. And I am going to now attach it to my sign. But the first thing I'm going to do is take some pipe cleaners and I'm going to hot glue them to the back. I've done this before in my past wreath videos, and it just works when, you know, I'm putting something on my door. If I were to sell this wreath or give it to someone else, I would probably invest in something a little bit sturdier to attach the pipe cleaners to. But since this is just going on my front door, the hot glue with the pipe cleaners works just fine. So as you can see, I just plopped down some hot glue onto my sign, and now I'm just putting more hot glue on top of the pipe cleaner. So it's kind of like the pipe cleaner sandwiched into the glue. So I'm doing it again on the bottom, putting a dollop of hot glue, and then I'm just layering another dollop on top. And I'm going to add 4 pipe cleaners onto the back of this sign and just continue dolloping the hot glue around it to make sure the pipe cleaners are nice and secure. After I've attached my 4 pipe cleaners to the back of my sign, I'm just going to let my sign chill out for a few minutes so that the hot glue gets nice and set. Now that my hot glue is all dried and my pipe cleaners have set on the back of my sign, I'm going to now attach it to my wreath. I decided for this particular wreath, I was going to put the sign in the center, but you can totally put it on the side or up on the top, whichever place you like. I do love wreaths that have the signs kind of more catty-cornered or like diagonal towards the bottom, but for this particular wreath and with all the ribbon detail, I thought the sign looked the best in the middle. So once I found the placement, I'm just going to feed the pipe cleaners through the back, and I will just attach them onto the wreath form. It doesn't matter where you attach them as long as it's nice and secure. So as you can see, I just pulled the pipe cleaners through that one little section, and then I just twisted it through and secured them onto the back of the wreath form, the same that I did for the bundles of deco mesh. You just find a spot that will fit nicely, and you will wrap your pipe cleaners around a couple times, and that will keep your sign nice and secure. I have the sign now attached to my wreath, and all I'm doing is going behind the sign and pulling the deco mesh out and just kind of fluffing it out a little bit just to make sure I have the placement that I like. And as you can see, the sign can still move around a bit, and I wanted it to be able to do that so that I can still add some more decor to it. But this is what the sign looks like now that it's all attached. I decided that this wreath needed a little bit more decor, so as you can see right here, these are some apples that I found at the Daiso. The Daiso is the Japanese dollar store. It's the equivalent to the Dollar Tree, although I think it's a little bit better than the Dollar Tree. But I am sure you can get something similar to this at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or even the Dollar Tree. So all I did was take the apples and I used some wire cutters and I just trimmed them off the vine that they were attached to. And then I am now going to hot glue a little bit of glue on the back, and I'm just going to place them throughout the wreath wherever I see fit. So as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just sticking it right into a bundle and I'm hot gluing it, and I'm just going to leave that on for a little bit. As you can see, I didn't hold that one as long as I should have, and it had moved a little bit. So I do go back and I put some more hot glue on the back of these apples just to make sure that they're nice and secure. You could also attach pipe cleaners to the back as well and feed them through like you did your deco mesh rings. But that's what it looks like so far, and I'm going to go ahead and add quite a bit of apples throughout the wreath just to tie it into these apples on the sign. I decided I couldn't just stop with the apples. I had to add sunflowers as well to this wreath, and I absolutely love adding the sunflowers onto this wreath because I think it really tied everything in with that sign, and it just made it give that rustic country fall, like sitting in an apple orchard or going apple picking in the fall. That's what this wreath reminded me of, and I just love how it turned out. So I'm just taking some hot glue and I am just gluing the sunflowers in. I don't know if I mentioned I got these sunflowers from the Japanese dollar store, the Daiso, but you can definitely get sunflowers in the States from the Dollar Tree. That's where I would buy them if I were in the States. And I just took wire cutters, trimmed them off, and I'm just hot gluing them throughout the wreath. And this is what it turned out to be when I finished. I love how this looks. I think it's adorable, and I'm going to show you a better shot of the wreath all together. So here is the final product, and I'm absolutely obsessed with how this wreath turned out. This was really fun to make, and it was getting me excited for fall. Here in Japan, it is stinking hot, it's humid, and I am so ready for some sweater weather and some cooler temperatures and the leaves changing. So I just love this. This is getting me ready for the fall season. Let me know down below if you guys enjoyed this tutorial and if you're ready for fall as well, because Lord knows I am ready for fall. Let me know if you guys like this by hitting that thumbs up button. It really helps my channel out, and I hope I can start crafting a little bit more. I checked my stash, and I do have some stuff I can make for Christmas too. As you guys know, remember, I live out in Japan, so it's extremely hard for me to get some supplies out here, so I'm working with what I got. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what you guys create, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!